So in the who, we're going to talk about the cloud providers. Now, obviously, I can't put every possible cloud provider in the world up on the screen, but see, these are some of the biggies. So we got our Google and Sun and IBM. Then we got Amazon Web Services, which kind of became a household name. Then we got platforms like VMC, storage providers like EMC or VMware, and then EMC owns VMware. We have Microsoft, of course. We have applications like Salesforce.com, Yahoo's developer network, and so on. So there's all kinds of different types of cloud providers. And how you really define, back to the neologism, you really define what cloud is by where you fall in the OSI model. Now, if you happen to be a visitor here and you're a business person, and I thank you for attending today, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, so I had to make it really simple. The OSI model is all about pizza. Okay? So it's the pizza delivery network to starving presentation attendees. That's basically what the OSI model is all about. Once you have that down, you can go out today with the curriculum that your leaders in the department have come out with, and you could actually go pass your Network Plus exam because, quite frankly, it's a lot harder than the Microsoft certifications. But in reality, what we're talking about are these different layers of the model. So depending on where your particular application, where your particular piece of hardware, where your particular service lies, is going to determine in your mind where are you going to position it. So obviously, if you're a reseller of software and you're at the application layer, then you think everything is about applications. And if you happen to be Cisco and you're at the network and the transport layer, you're going to be thinking everything is about network. If you happen to be AT&T or Paytech or Verizon, Sprint, or any other telecom company, Global Crossing, Level 3, EXO, Logix, or any of the 10 different companies we represent, you're here. If you happen to be a company like RSA Security, everybody who processes payroll in America, Wells Fargo is the largest user of RSA encryption security in the world. They give out these little key fobs that generate a password, ID, and it changes about every few minutes. And you use that to log into your account so you can send in payroll. And that's how I pay my employees. Oh, I don't actually do it, but that's how they get paid. So here's our providers. I threw in some people here that you don't know because I want to tell you some really interesting stories. Salesforce.com, you probably have heard of them. They're the largest CRM application in the world. So, I mean, they're pretty much the gold standard. They're the Facebook of CRM. They're also the most expensive. Down here you have Intuit, smaller companies. QuickBooks, it's the gold standard in accounting for smaller organizations. They have a product called Quickbooks Online. Works great. You need basic accounting, it's a place to go. You're a more sophisticated company. I have a $100 million specialty petrochemical manufacturer client of mine that's headquartered out of Mumbai, India. So we host their email for them globally since 2002. So I always love saying I have a client from India. And we also support all their infrastructure here in the United States. They run Oracle, and I'm going to tell you an interesting story about Oracle and Rackspace later on in the presentation. Then you have Google, of course, Google Apps. If you're a nonprofit organization, you're a church, Google Apps is free to you. You can get the full suite of products, which costs everybody else about $50. Google Apps also includes other things like Postini antivirus, which is what we use for our clients. So yeah, you do your spam filtering in the cloud, anti-spam, antivirus, anti-malware, all those things. This is Microsoft's actual logo right here for their cloud power. If you go up there, they'll talk about the 3 different aspects that they view the cloud. Obviously, they have applications, but then they have the business intelligence level of it, and then they have the back-end server platform with their Hyper-V and their Azure platform, which is going to be released.